So I'm just going to try this out right now, where I've got my phone put right here in this cup holder on video facing towards me. It's not really even that I need to look at the camera. I just need to know that the camera can see me. Something that I want to try to do, and I might be able to set up with a good microphone in here so it's got better sound quality, is talk about the fact that I'm on a 90-day journey. I've actually been doing this for a little bit longer, but the goal was 90 days leading up to my birthday this year, December 19th. I'll be 38. And so this past Saturday, September the 21st, was 90 days out from my 38th birthday. And I tried to do this last year, but with some health complications that arose, it got cut short, and I just never was able to get back on that motivated fitness goal. What I'm trying to do before this birthday rolls around this year is take control over my health and my wellness. My goal is to actually have my body in a shape that looks a lot better than the shape that it's in. I promise you that. I just want to be healthy overall. There's been a lot of things and a lot of challenges in my life that I've had to overcome with sickness and illness and different diseases and infirmities that have all been outside of my own control, outside of my own doing. It's not that I was ever a rough kid and did stupid, crazy things that would lead me to being in accidents or putting my body in situations that would cause it to suffer. But as many of you know, my whole life, I've suffered from rheumatoid arthritis. Over the years, it's gotten slowly but progressively worse. I mean, a lot of times as a child where I was on a lot of different medications, and we all know when you're on medications for too long, they have side effects and negative consequences. And so I dealt with that. Many years I was spent on my butt in a wheelchair. For anyone who's known me for a greater part of my life, you've known that part of me as well. That as a kid I had to go in for what should have been a pretty simple procedure. I got some cortisone injections in my knees and my ankles because I was in such bad pain from the arthritis. And after that, they actually had sent me home in a wheelchair because typically getting cortisone injections, it's one joint at a time, but they had to do 4. So they didn't want me to be weight bearing. Couldn't stand, couldn't walk. And what they wanted for just 1 week, be in a wheelchair, 1 week, turned into such fast deterioration of my muscles and my legs and such excruciating pain after that 1 week that it left me wheelchair bound for right at 3 years. And in the midst of that came a lot of experimentation with medications, a lot of physical therapy. Days and days and hours throughout my week were spent to various types of physical therapy, whether it be pools, whirlpools, massage, weight training, resistance training. And none of these things ever really seemed to do much except to cause me more pain. So the cycle continued for many years. And that all started when I was at the end of my 5th grade year, going into junior high. And because of some amazing prayers that were answered, I was actually able to get on some medication that within just, 6, 8 months, up to a year, actually helped me to reduce the pain to a place to where physical activity through all of my therapy was more bearable, manageable, and I was actually able to perform the movements and the training that I needed to go through the process of getting out of a wheelchair. Now, that took over a year, going from a wheelchair to like 2 or 3 different types of walkers, 2 or 3 different types of crutches, using canes in both hands, eventually using 2 or 3 different types of canes for one hand, and then as the progression continued, eventually I was able to walk without the assistance of any kind of mobility devices. And that was maybe a month before I graduated from 8th grade. So, all of that time as a kid, fighting through therapies and training and all that just to get me up and moving, it was horrible. But it left me in a place of knowing the value and the importance of physical therapy. And that actually kind of led into my college days. Not exactly what I went to college for, but by the time I graduated, I was earning my degree in health, exercise, and sports sciences with a focus on rehabilitation of many different kinds. And I wanted to go into sports therapy, helping injured athletes get back on the field of whatever that meant for them. Now, that didn't work out, but I know that all along the way God has His plans for me, and He wouldn't have brought me through all of that education for no reason. Now, it hasn't always been received whenever I try to give my input, and to each his own. You take your own opinions and find your information wherever you need it, but coming from a place of someone who has a heart for seeing people want to use their bodies, who have been free from disability, affliction, and ailments the way that I have, and maybe for the most part it might be a lack of motivation. I do not discount or discredit genetics or hereditary problems, so don't get me wrong there. But if there's something inside of you that feels like you need to get up and you need to move and you need to take control of your health and your fitness, and you have goals that you want to reach, that's why I'm doing this, is to show you through a physical, tangible, not an experience, this is an experience for me, but a tangible example for you, that even someone who has chronic arthritis and deals with pain on a daily level, what I do know is even through the pain, as long as I'm moving, I'm putting my body in a better position to overcome the negative effects that arthritis and osteoporosis has on a body like this. And though I might not be able to lift heavy weights or go for long runs or sprint or do a lot of the things that maybe you're able to do, what I can do is walk. And that in of itself is a miracle from God, and I will never, ever forget that. I'm so grateful for the fact that I first have legs and that they work, that I'm able to move them. They might be short, they might be a little disformed, and they might be imbalanced in their length and size, but they move. So that's what I'm doing. And all of the research and the articles and the education that I've read, that I've learned, just moving is going to give me an end result that I'm looking for. Now, like I said, I'm on a 90-day journey leading up to my birthday, but that's actually only goal number 1. I'm going to be happy with those results. What I'm doing is walking 6 days a week, taking Sundays off, of course. It's been a gradual climb. I didn't start where I am today even a month ago before I started my 90 days. but progressively walking first 30 minutes and increasing my time and my speed to 45 minutes, and then now up to walking an hour a day at various speeds and inclines on this wonderful treadmill. But what it's doing is it's giving me a place to accomplish my goals. Because of my vision, I don't exactly trust being outside all the time and the elements and animals and God knows what else is around that I would have to overcome. But this right here, walking on this treadmill, this is a controlled environment where my excuses not only are minimized, but my excuses are basically wiped out. I don't have to worry about rain. I don't have to worry about a random animal coming up and wanting to play or attack. I don't have to worry about bugs. I don't have to worry about a hot sun. Right here in an air-conditioned, controlled environment where I get to move. So, without excuse, I'm doing what I need to do. But the second goal that I have in mind is that this is actually the start of what would have been my 20th year from high school. To say I started my senior year of high school 20 years ago. Graduating in 2005, so we're approaching our 20-year class reunion. Now, is it vain? Is it shallow? I'm sure, if you want to look at it that way, to want to be in the absolute best shape of my life by the time we actually get together for this reunion. But it's also, in a way, to show people that I'm no longer that little sickly kid that I was even through my high school days. That I've done things in my life to remedy the fact that I was out of shape. That even in these ages that we are, as we're climbing and we're getting older, and when you set goals and you want to take control of your health and your wellness, that it is possible, even for someone like me. So, more motivating than for any other reason, I need my body to work for me to the best of its abilities, regardless of the immune system problems that I have, or constantly being in some kind of pain because of bone, joint, muscle infirmities because of the arthritis and the osteoarthritis. That those things no longer are going to have a control over me. And even if it's just 1 hour every day, walking on this treadmill at various speeds and inclines, and that's what I'm going to do. And like I said, starting as a 90-day journey for my birthday, I actually started walking on this a little over a month ago. And I've already seen changes. They're not huge, but they are changes. Simple as it might seem, I've even had a couple of phone calls while I've been in here walking. And people tell me that sometimes they can't even tell that I'm in here on the treadmill, which is good. That means that my breathing has improved. I have better respiration. I'm able to talk. I'm able to carry on a conversation with full thoughts and with concentration and focus even while I'm in here. So that's awesome. That's been a huge benefit. But the changes that I have seen and I've noticed are huge to me. So it's not that I'm looking for compliments from anybody else, but what I'm doing for me, I'm hoping that it's going to be encouraging for anyone who watches this. Now, this obviously is just my practice run of filming this. This is going to be for me. But along the way, I do plan on actually making videos that I will post. If I can figure out the setup, possibly even going live so that I can actually talk to people in the moment, real time, while I'm doing this. Now, obviously, I won't be able to communicate with you. If you want to chat with me while I'm doing this, that's not going to be possible because I can't see my screen. But even if I can film these and you can watch it later at your own time, well, that's good too. But if you have a goal for your health and your fitness and your wellness, overall better conditioning of your body, physically and mentally, I encourage you to do something like this. Now, I understand not everybody can just go out and purchase a treadmill. Maybe you don't have the finances for that or the space in your house to do it. But whatever it takes, start slow. 30 minutes a day. Increase it. 45 minutes a day. But if you can get up to an hour of a good, steady, moderate movement of your body beyond what you're currently doing, and you can do that, I would even say at least 5 times a week. Not even the 6th day like I'm doing, but 5 times. You're going to begin to see changes. You're going to feel differently. So, I love you guys, and I'm excited to share this journey. From where I am now, 90 days was on Saturday. So what does that mean? I'm 88 days away from my 38th birthday. Goal number 1 on this journey of mine. And then goal number 2, being in the best shape possible as we go into our 20-year class reunion. So, let's see what this is all about. Figure out what I need to do next time for a real video. I love you guys. Go get fit.